London saw a lot of action when both Honor and OnePlus decided to launch the latest flagships back to back. Priced under the incredibly hot sub Rs 35,000 value flagship segment, the Honor 10 and OnePlus 6 both bring killer specifications at a very similar price point. So obviously one can't help but compare the two to see which one is better. And that's just what we're going to do. Let's talk about design first. Now up front, the Honor 10 jumps on board the notch trend and it manages to have reduced bezels on all sides. The phone is really comfortable to hold with excellent ergonomics thanks to the rounded edges and the smaller display. Flip the Honor 10 over and you'll see the glass back featuring a reflective pattern made up of 15 layers of glass. The phone comes with a nanoscale optical coating and the design alternates between various hues of blue and purple depending on how the light strikes the back panel. Now the end result is visually stunning and is absolutely unlike anything else on the market. The phone measures 7.7mm in thickness and it weighs around 153 grams. The OnePlus 6 is the company's first flagship with a glass back and it has Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection to protect it from scratches and accidental drops or bumps. It has a subtle curve that creates patterns and highlights when the light hits the back, and depending on the color variant you'll get a glossy or matte finish. That's to say there's probably a color or version that will be perfect for you. Now the phone is great to look at but it's no Honor 10, that phantom blue is absolutely stunning. The OnePlus 6 measures 7.7mm and it weighs around 177 grams, and up front the OnePlus 6 II has a notch and doesn't look all that different from the Honor 10, the larger size notwithstanding. Now moving on to the display, the Honor 10 comes with a 5.84-inch Full HD Plus 2.5D curved glass display with a notch and a 19:9 aspect ratio. The colors are punchy, the contrast levels are great, and the brightness levels go sufficiently high even in bright outdoor conditions. The Honor 10 offers lots of customization settings under the display options where you can tweak the color mode and adjust the color temperature as well. In addition to that, the users can also change the display scaling and lower the screen resolution to HD Plus to reduce power consumption. The OnePlus 6 on the other hand sports a much larger 6.28-inch screen, and this one too has a 19:9 aspect ratio. Yes, the OnePlus 6 has a notch as well. The screen to body ratio is about 84%, color reproduction and viewing angles are good, and it has a perfectly readable display under bright sunlight settings. Honestly, both the phones are pretty evenly matched. The Honor 10's display errs on the side of being a little oversaturated, but the end result makes images look really good and multimedia content like games and movies really shine here. The Honor 10 is powered by an octa-core high silicon Kirin 970 processor. Now this is a 10nm system on chip, and there is a dedicated neural processing unit as well that enables AI capabilities on the phone. We found the performance to be on par with Qualcomm's flagship system on chips. Meanwhile, the OnePlus 6 is powered by Qualcomm's latest. Now this is the octa-core Snapdragon 845 chipset. This is also a 10nm chipset and is clocked at 2.8 GHz. The performance of the phone is excellent and gaming performance too doesn't disappoint. But these are just specs. The usage experience is remarkably different on both the phones, where the OnePlus uses Oxygen OS built on top of Android Oreo, a near stock build with minimal additions. The Honor 10 has a fully skinned approach. EMUI 8.1 is built on top of Android 8.1 and it offers a wealth of customization options. Now over time, EMUI has come a long way and now brings a very enjoyable experience on board. You can of course throw up Nova Launcher or some such if you don't like the native UI. The Honor 10, like the OnePlus 6, sports a dual camera setup. The Honor 10 has a 16 megapixel primary camera and a 24 megapixel secondary monochrome camera with an f1.8 aperture and an LED flash. The front side has a 24 megapixel front facing camera with an f2.0 aperture. It also has an AI mode which automatically selects the shooting mode by analyzing a subject. There's about 22 scenes in total and the phone takes great photos in daylight conditions and pretty decent though slightly grainy shots in low light conditions. The OnePlus 6 has a 16 megapixel primary camera with an f1.7 aperture, and there's optical image stabilization on board as well. A secondary 20 megapixel camera helps in capturing depth information for portrait mode. At the front, you'll observe a 16 megapixel camera with an f2.0 aperture. The OnePlus 6 takes good photos under daylight conditions with a good amount of details, color and vibrancy. Images do tend to be slightly overexposed, which can make them appear a little washed out. In HDR mode, things are much better with improved contrast and saturations. Macro shots too came out pretty well. But the low light shots tend to be quite grainy. Out of the box, both phones take very good photographs, and while both offer a version of a pro mode, the AI assisted capture on the Honor 10 edges ahead for the sheer ease of use offered to the average user. You more or less guaranteed a shot that will look fantastic on the device. The Honor 10 has a 3400 mAh battery with fast charging technology, and it was easily able to deliver a full day's use. On the other hand, the OnePlus 6 has a 3300 mAh battery with their own patented dash charging technology. Well, there's not that much to be said here. Both phones are equally capable of lasting a full day of use and then some, but it really will come down to your personal use case scenarios. So, which one should you buy? The OnePlus 6 has a larger screen, a very similar notch, a not so similar glass back, equally powerful hardware, and a stock-ish build of software. Meanwhile, the Honor 10 has a smaller yet large display, ergonomics that are way better than not just the OnePlus 6 but competitors at higher price points too. A notch, a rear panel design that might have been the best in the industry if it weren't for the company's other phones. Yes, EMUI can be a bit polarizing, but overall, priced at Rs 32,999 versus the 34,999 price point of the OnePlus 6, the Honor 10 gives you double the storage, a design that really stands out, and an AI assisted camera that makes things a lot easier when out and about. This video was brought to you in collaboration with Honor. Thanks for watching.